Frauditor Mania. I love you so much. Thanks. You are so awesome. You are super. Eagle Nick says it. You are super. And I thank you.
Are you live right now?
Yep.
La 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 la. I don't care what you say. La la la. Hi.
Hello.
You're triggering me. You're trying to get me
That's
emotionally active.
I'm not trying to. You're doing it to yourself.
The cameras. Witness.
There's lots of witnesses. We're in the middle of the public.
You stepped in the puddle, buddy. Your sock's gonna get all wet. Your sock is all soaked and wet.
Oh, what an assault.
Fuck you up. Say my mom again, bro. Say my mom again. Say my mom again, bro. Say my mom again. Say it again, bro. Say it again. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Wait.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, like I can like stay out here with my camera and stuff.
Certainly.
Yeah. Oh, my name's Russ. Your name, ma'am? Wow. Holy cow. Such rude and unprofessionalism. Or, I mean, orally or in writing.
I'm gonna shut this window.
Can I?
I'm not agreeing to be in video.
Can I do an open records request, please?
Let's go.
Don't you touch me. Don't you put hands on me. This is a lawsuit, sir.
Okay.
Everybody see what's happening? Look at this. They're wrong.
Quit touching my penis! Quit touching my penis! Quit touching my penis! It's not. It's called a public easement. Quit trying to fucking bully me. I know my rights.
Stop. Come on. You're like an old man. And I'm an old man.
Sir, that's not nice of you, sir. That's not nice of you.
Go ask her. Go ask her, by the way. You cocksucker. Hey. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're making holy honor. That's how you throw a kid, right?
It's a First Amendment right violation. I'm a press.
Get the f*** off me. Call the police.
No, you wanted to stand there and hold your cell phone in my face is what you wanted to do. Yes, you
wasn't in your
Take your
face.
cell phone and go and make your complaint, okay?
Okay.
Those are my fucking court records on the floor.
Get this off my wrist!
She has a broken back, by the way, too.
I think that me wanting to know where to find you has anything to do with YouTube. You're sadly mistaken. Your name is going on the lawsuit.
And for the first time in nearly 2 years to date, apparently there isn't going to be a lawsuit. Apparently, For Public Safety has confessed and admitted that there is no lawsuit. So you're telling me for 2 long years, I marketed the fact that Chris Ryder was going to sue me, and apparently he has no interest in doing so. Guys, I'm disappointed. I'm gonna have to change my whole intro now. My whole intro leads up to that climax, so to speak. Volume is really low. That's okay. This is my first time using StreamYard in a long time. Let's see. Automatically. Let's crank that. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How do I sound? My first time using StreamYard in over a year. How do we sound? Let me just pull up the volume of my end and just have a quick listen. One moment, please. Yeah, I'm just the volume. It's okay. Yeah. So for my New Year's gift, I'm thinking about upgrading microphones. This microphone was an upgrade to my last one, and it looks like I'm going to have to check another one. Now, Paul, I checked. I sound fine on my end. I think it's your end. Oh, it is better now? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't have an announcer's voice, you know? So maybe the volume is just my voice. I sound like whatever, you know? I can't help it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Happy Hour, episode 32. Now, typically our pal Exposer is with us, but I'm waiting. I haven't heard from Exposer. I haven't heard from him, so I don't know if he's actually going to make it tonight. We'll give him a few minutes, of course. I know if I'm late, I usually give it to him. It sounded like you were in a hole. A hole? Oh, no. No, I'm not in a hole. Monetarily, I'm in a hole. I'll be in a hole the rest of my life. But no, I'm here. I'm alive, and I'm doing well. How's everybody doing on this lovely Friday evening? Hopefully, everybody has some time off next week. They can relax. They can rest. They can be with their families, and that's what I'm going to do. Enjoy ourselves. Let's do a quick roll call. Of course, Paul Cohen is here. Good evening. Red Dranger, 770. Good evening. Of course, Poster 7. Beloved Bookie Worm. He's a press. I'm a press. Good to see you guys. You know, I remember Regan Benson was commenting, like, can we sue content creators for using our likeness in their intros? Sure. Sue me. I would love for JC News to sue me for using in my intro, I'm a press. Neurosurgery, January 6th. Well, of course, Bookie Worm, we are here to support you. We love you, and we will, you know, whatever works for people. I say you don't have to be a religious person. You don't have to be a person that believes in rituals. Whatever works for you to achieve the outcome and achieve inner and internal peace, do it. In my case, prayers up for you. If you're not a person that prays, if you have other means for happiness and success, whatever it takes, we'll do it for our friend Bookie Worm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I really don't want to start unless I know Exposer isn't coming. So, well, Judge Simpson says, what are we doing? So when you look at the title of this stream, DoorDash Girl did what? Now put a 1 in the chat if you know who DoorDash Girl is. If you don't know, it will make this story even more interesting. I was a bit late when I heard about DoorDash Girl. It's so funny because I forgot. Did I say hold on. I had to play it back. Hold on. I can't remember what I just said. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Forgive me. Hold on. So, hold on 1 second. One second, guys. Gotcha. That fast, I forgot what I said, put 1 in the chat for it. I had to play it back. I'm so sorry. All right, so we know who DoorDash Girl is. So you understand just how ridiculous the story is. Hey, Gold 2269. Let me put that up. It's a good day when Craig Henry and Mark Manchon are both in jail. One of these days, we're going to talk about a third content creator that needs to go. That was in jail, actually, 3 days ago. And that is Mr. Bo Bish, a.k.a. Flex Your Freedom. And the reason I bring him up, fun fact, is once again, he's commenting under all of my posts that he's going to sue me. Why he's going to sue me? I think we'll save that for a whole stream in itself because I got some stuff on him. I got some stuff on him that, yeah, he wants to sue me. Bring it, big boy. What should I say? Grandma. But yeah, so who would have thought the stars would align where Craig Henry, Bo Bish, and Mark Manchon were all in jail at the same time. 3 of the most vile, disgusting human beings on this planet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me just send him a quick. Let me just send this out real quick. Yes. All right. We're gonna call Plan B. Some of you that joined my panel that just sent you an email, you know who you are. Just in case Exposure can't make it, so we have a little bit of company. Careful Will or GS will come after you. Generally specific. Why would he come after me? Why would he sue me? You know, like you have certain people that just say, I'll sue you. And one of my biggest arguments is you have these content creators that all of a sudden want to sue. They don't want to sue the governments that oppress them. They want to sue the people that, like them, demonstrate their right to free speech and even free press. The governments and agencies that they despise and are claiming are corrupt, they then want to rely upon for justice. GS likes flex. I'm not saying you have to like or dislike a person. I'm just saying you have to recognize when somebody's an idiot and when somebody literally does nonsense. Maybe that type of Flex Your Freedoms is a satire channel. He's not legitimate. No one takes him seriously. Even his followers, or his subscribers rather, you can tell that they look at him and they say, this guy has issues. You know, he's more of a parody channel that people find for entertainment. I don't think or believe that people actually look at this guy and can actually take him seriously. At least not people that are normal. I have to be honest. And GS, if he likes Flex, sure. I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem if anyone likes a certain content creator that's on the other side. I'm just saying when someone doesn't have a case and starts filing frivolous lawsuits, there's a difference between right and wrong. The world is not black and white. So, whatever. So anyway, I'm honestly just rambling at this point, trying to buy Exposure a couple more minutes, but at this point we're gonna get started. Doc, David, Rob, if you guys are in this chat, I sent you a link. Come up. So here we go. Here we go. For the first time ever, I'm happy Mr. Thomas showed up. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, for the first time, you should be happy that I showed up.
I should be. I should be. I should be.
Yeah, you should be. It's been a minute since I've been on with you. What you been up to?
I've sent you the link. You've been busy.
Yeah, kind of way.
My name is Rob Thomas. I don't join FrAuditors channel anymore. You know, FrAuditors drives that nasty Barbie-colored Toyota Corolla.
No. It's never the Toyota. It's that 1986 Mazda 626.
That's right. FrAuditors drive that 626 or whatever.
That's right, with the license plate that says "Ass Man 1" on the back of it.
I don't even know where you got that from. That's what's driving me nuts. I gotta figure out where you got that from. Honestly.
I mean, your license plate says "Ass Man" all in one, all one word.
What? Anyway, it's from Seinfeld. Okay, I did not watch Seinfeld much. I don't know Seinfeld well. I don't know it well.
It's very hilarious.
Like Ryder is the epitome of filing frivolous lawsuits and they're getting dismissed because they have no basis.
So who we sort of kind of making fun of tonight?
Well, if you look at the thumbnail, do you know who Doordash Girl is?
Doordash Girl? Mm-hmm. I know about no, but I have seen a video about a Doordash girl that fought the cops and she got arrested.
Good. So you're going to be completely seeing this for the first time. So let's have a look at. Just bear with me again. First time using StreamYard in a while, so I might be a tad bit slow. So please forgive me.
A tad bit.
There's two of them. I didn't know there were two of them. Oh, I gotta look up the second one, I guess. Then. Huh. So
well, the other one, she was delivering. The one I'm talking about, she was delivering food, and she refused to give the man his order, so he called the police. She took it all the way to there, got her and the police officer started fighting in the TD Bank, went all the way behind the counter of the bank, tried to bogart her way into her office, and they pushed out, and they started fighting in the bank.
Hey, Will, I gotta say this. I have to say this. I am a victim.
I'm surprised.
I was at home, and Will farted all the way up where he's at, and I smelt it. And I tell you, I am a victim. Robert, you're a victim too.
What did you say? Say it again.
Wait a minute. What?
I'm a victim.
Of what?
I'm a victim.
Victim of what? I didn't. You.
Hey,
you
wait. Hold on. I get it now. If you watch the video, you get it. Hold on.
I get it.
Hold on. I'm sorry. It took me a second, Joe. You should have led with that. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. When did Doc get here? He comes stumbling in, and didn't even hear him come in. I mean, he just stumbled in because he's drunk.
Oh, I have not started drinking yet.
No,
I just got out of work.
Careful, Rob. According to
those slanderous, don't make me have to go get litigious with you.
According to Fletcher Freedoms, that's grounds to sue you for every penny you have, or even making a passing statement. So be careful now.
Like I said, Fletcher Freedom better go sit on it for all I care.
Right. So, Rob doesn't know who this DoorDash girl is. So.
Now really, there's two of them though. To be fair,
right. So I need to look into the second one. The second one that might be interesting for another week. This one I find interesting because just of how ridiculous and how much it demonstrates how people lack self-awareness. So we're gonna actually get started, and there's like 15.
You have to excuse me. I'm undressing. I'm getting ready to order DoorDash, and I'm going to take a.
God, shut up. So,
okay, then nobody doesn't know that.
No, just. We're gonna have a look, and there are 15 channels that covered this video that I saw, but I specifically chose this channel because I noticed a lot of people were aligning themselves with this girl's argument simply because she's, and I don't mean to bring isms into this, but I'll say it, because she's a young Caucasian white woman. And a lot of women were taking her side on the matter. You'll see. And I'll explain. It'll make sense in a moment.
Man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim.
So
yeah, sorry, one. So Rob, this is your girlfriend, right?
Man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim.
That's your lady friend.
No, I have to pass on that.
You know what? I think that would be a great ringtone.
This TikToker, who also used to do DoorDash deliveries for a living up until very recently.
I'm sorry, I don't know if it's. Yeah, it's you, Rob. You have some background noise.
Okay. You
probably it's fine. It will interfere with the video. Thank you.
Posted a video to TikTok last month from one of her deliveries, and it caused quite a stir. She claimed that when she was dropping off a delivery, the customer sexually assaulted her by revealing to her his unclothed body below the waist, even though he was, by all appearances, totally unconscious. But then apparently after she reported him to DoorDash to get him kicked off the platform, DoorDash responded that they were kicking him off, but they were also kicking her off. And things recently got worse for her when she was arrested and charged with 2 felonies for unlawfully recording the man in his own home and uploading that recording to the internet. She is now facing 8 years in prison and could totally face civil liability from the guy that she recorded. But
so you are familiar with this?
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, but she recorded him.
Here, I have been wanting to dive into this. That's why I think this is a perfect topic. And there's a recent development in this case about a week ago. So we're gonna cover both hopefully in the hour. But if you notice, she started her video off by saying that this is a man's world and she is the victim because of everything that happens to her. There's a reason why of all the channels that I chose to show this video from, I found a video of a Caucasian attorney that's a woman. And I'm not I hate to bring all of that into this, but it matters because you have people that come on my channel. Anytime you cover a woman, oh, There are incels on panel complaining about women. You have an attorney that happens to be a woman that's going to call it as it is. Because we don't care about gender here. We don't care about ethnic backgrounds. We call out people's conduct for what it is. I don't care. We're whatever the case, whatever. I don't care. And the same with this. This is a woman entitled that had no right to act in that way. And as you see, actions have consequences.
Thing is, looking at her other TikToks talking about this whole incident, she has seemingly doubled down on this victim narrative. And I don't think she realizes that she's actually the villain here. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's how everything went down. Olivia Henderson, who is 23 years old and from Oswego, New York, went viral on TikTok in October when she posted a video of a man with his pants and underwear around his ankles. This guy was a Doordash customer to whom she was apparently delivering a food order. Now, I'm not going to show this full video because I don't really want to participate in the multiplication of his embarrassment on the internet, but I am going to show a screenshot of basically the beginning of the video, which shows his doorway. And then I'm going to show the part of the video that depicts her reaction to seeing what she saw. The video shows a man lying down on his back on a couch in what appears to be his living room. Then Henderson does this.
What do you want, man? What's your aim and object, man? What do you want? What do you want? Why are you here?
And the video includes this caption on it where she says, a man named Austin orders DoorDash, selects the option to have order left at door, sees his DoorDasher, me, has a female name, quote, falls asleep on the couch, unquote, with his pants and underwear to his ankles and his front door wide open in 59-degree Fahrenheit. So this is what I see when I have to leave the order. So already at this point, a few things have happened. You have a guy lying on a couch in his own home, naked and apparently unconscious. And the internet now knows his first name and has seen maybe not his address, but the front and inside of his private home. We are already getting very close to doxing territory. And on top of that, the version of the video that I've seen didn't have any censorship over any part of his exposed body, which means when she uploaded this, she didn't try to hide any part of his identity or his intimate body parts. And with that caption that she put over the video, we have an accusation that this guy intentionally laid out like this because he saw that the DoorDasher somehow had a woman's name, which appears to imply that he's some sort of exhibitionist. She later expanded this accusation to say that this was some form of sexual assault.
So, of course, she's going to break this down even further. And I see the comments. So, Bookieworm, she was an SA. We're going to get into that, obviously. The lawyer will get into that. Zip Dung Beetle says there's ring doorbell of her opening the door, felony charges against her. I have yet to see this video, and I have people saying that the video doesn't exist. It's more AI. So I'm sure I don't know if anyone has actually seen it.
Let's put it this way. I don't, if it's out there, I think the police is guarding it until after the trial.
But my question,
release it until then.
I just have one plain simple question. Why didn't she just leave the order at the door?
Let's see, that's the simplest thing to do. You're told to leave the food at the door, take a picture.
Yes. Take a picture, leave it at the door. That's what DoorDash does.
And here's the thing. She had to make the effort, even if the door was open, just a little bit. She had to make the effort to kind of look in and see that guy was naked, first of all. Number two, if you open a door, or if the door was open and you see someone unconscious, no matter what state of clothing they are in, wouldn't the most common sense thing to do is call 911? Maybe that person's in trouble.
Well, she gets into that in this video because I don't know if it was this video or if it was Bruce Rivers. So I was going to show Bruce Rivers. Bruce Rivers completely eviscerates this DoorDash chick. It's hilarious. But one of the arguments that some of the lawyers make is she doesn't even have a defense saying that she wasn't intending to unlawfully survey his naked body, wasn't trying to harass him, wasn't trying to dox him. Because when you see someone that looks as though they're out of it, clothed or not clothed, if you pull your cell phone out, what's the first thing a person with logic would do?
They would, if it was me, I'd just call 911.
That's my point. That's the first thing a person would do. If you see, and she's talking about, oh, he looks passed out, blah, blah, blah. You call the police if you're genuinely or actually concerned about whatever is going on. Not film and then post on TikTok.
But let me ask you this. Don't she already have a problem when she entered this man's house anyway without being invited?
Say again?
Doesn't she have a problem by going into this man's house without being invited?
Well, like for trespassing, I mean, when you have cases like this, I find in the judicial system, you could charge people with like 10 or 15 different charges, but the lesser charges they usually just get rid of, and they just go with the major charge with our felonies. Like, sure, you could charge her with trespassing. You could, but see, how many times are these auditors charged with trespassing? They're out of jail the next day.
But then she also got other problems on her hands anyway, because she posts this all on the internet.
Yeah, there's some big things coming down.
Newman, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. You go on someone else's channel. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, because she posted this all on the internet. Isn't that what's the word I'm looking for? Isn't that defamation?
Well,
slander. Well, not slander, but defamation.
Well, it's not defamation because she's not alleged. Well,
let's just say embarrassment.
It's obvious. It's clear harassment. Let's play on. Defamation is a civil matter, not a criminal matter. Or it's on its face is not necessarily a criminal matter. She's faced criminal charges for this. Let's play on.
Here's her description of the incident in a later TikTok about it.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a Doordash customer while I was doing my job as a Doordash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the Doordash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to Doordash. And Doordash did ban the customer.
I do find
and then 2 days later, Doordash banned me, which
out.
Doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my Doordash account back. Doordash deactivated me. Doordash punished me for exposing my assaulter. And TikTok is currently punishing me for...
Pause it for a minute. How's that SA?
Hold on. You gotta let it play out. You gotta let it play out. But that's the whole point. That's what makes this ridiculous. She's one of those people that will die on a hill, even when it's proven that she's an idiot. She's claiming that he SA. I can't use that term, can I? She's claiming that she was SA'd by this guy. And she's using terminology like Doordash is siding on the side of my assaulter and not defending me who was SA'd. That's not what happened.
Exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police and the police are doing nothing. So what?
Maybe because there's nothing for them to do at this point.
No, my question is what he need to do. The police can do something. She entered my house without my permission. She was just supposed to leave the food at the door.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm going to just say this. In order for her to have been SA, someone had to touch her no-no square.
Because if anybody entered my house without my permission, it's going to be problems. She lucky, this man was passed out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So what? You're going to take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No, I'm going to keep telling my story.
Do I see a career in OF for her?
Unfortunately, that sounds like a her problem.
And it's crazy to me. She really thought that she was like a real like a survivor of some type of assault or abuse. Like she really thought she was going to start advocating for that, and she got a lot of attention. She'll talk about how many views her videos were getting, how many quote unquote supporters she had on her side, and she really thought that she was like, yeah. Oh, my wife's on the phone. Like she really thought that she was like doing something with this, and it's like, no.
But what was the point? But what was the point of her posting his, this man all over the internet though?
All of
she
that's
made it worse.
All of that's going to be addressed. So I'm just going to play the video for a few minutes, and we can get to the real meat of everything. This is just the background.
Why this actually isn't sexual assault. But first, I have to thank this video sponsor. This video is sponsored by Masterclass.
You got all these 1,000 subscribers. I ain't giving you free clout, lady.
Masterclass for sponsoring this video. Okay, back to the video. So let's talk for a moment about sexual assault because she keeps using that phrase to describe her situation, and she is completely wrong.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
In New York, what is required for any form of sexual assault is, at a bare minimum, first, some kind of sexual contact or an intentional touch of an intimate nature.
Go ahead.
I have to agree with the whatever his name is, lawyer. She should go to Bangkok. I'm all for that. Let's send her to Bangkok. I agree with that. I mean, broken clock can be right 2 times a day. So
that's true.
And second, lack of consent by the victim. Now, she's arguably got lack of consent in spades, but in order for there to be sexual assault here, both of these minimum elements have to be met. And the thing is, if someone is completely unconscious, they can't perform any intentional or volitional act. And apparently his side of the story is that he passed out because he drank too much that night. But we're not just talking about him being impaired. We are talking about him being completely unconscious. And
now look, we're all men on this panel, and even in chat, we're all adults here. How many times have we been at home, cracked a few ones, had a couple of shots, and then we just crash?
If we're talking about Doc, that's going to be in the next few hours.
We'll be bedtime, so it's not a bad thing.
No, but seriously though. Yeah, I know what you mean. As long as you in your house, you can do whatever what you please in your house.
So there has been times before I got married, the wife doesn't let this happen anymore. She makes sure I don't fall asleep when the guy's like, "Hey, go upstairs." Okay, but it'll be a Saturday night. Yeah, we'll order DoorDash, and I'll have a beer, and I will completely crash. And then either my phone will start ringing, which will wake me up. The DoorDash was there, or with DoorDash they leave it. We have GoPuff where I live.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Yeah, I mean, I don't do DoorDash myself.
I can't tell, Randy, if you're just playing games.
Whoa. Thank you so much for that $2 super thanks. You are so awesome. You are super. Eagle Nick says that. You are super. And I thank you. Give me $1, you make me holler. Eagle Nick, all this.
I hate to give him attention, but that shocked me completely. Go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry. I know that shook the world.
I mean, seriously, man. I mean, I thought I had one geared up, and then that came.
It's gone. It's gone now.
That was gone. Now that would have been radio gold.
No, but But no, let me say this real quick. Yeah, the man is in his own place, knocked out cold, unconscious. Yeah, okay. He have his pants and his underwear around his ankles, whatever. Okay, yeah, he's in his own place. Let's remember, she entered his place. He was in his own place on the couch, knocked out.
And you even could argue, and I think it's this video where this lawyer talks about it. Like, does a person have a right to walk around naked in their home with the door open?
Hell yeah, your own place.
The answer is yes. Now you can say you can't, because you cannot. I don't know this for a fact, but my assumption is you cannot expose yourself to the general public unlawfully if you're in your own home. Now, if you're standing at your doorway jerking off, that's one thing. But if you are inside your own home, that I don't know. I think that's a gray area. But again, as you see on the screen, we're not talking about somebody fully conscious. We're not talking about somebody impaired. Someone fully, completely unconscious. That person cannot conduct or engage in an intentional act in that moment. So
right.
That's the facts right there. That's all you need to hear. But
yeah, but then again, I'm looking at the whole thing. I'm keep going back to she came in uninvited. Yes, the door was cracked open, but she was not invited in. She came into somebody's home uninvited, a total stranger. Now all of this happened. Stranger. Now all of this happened. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am simulcasting now, making sure it's up and going.
She never alleges that he touched her in any way. By all appearances, he had no idea that she was even there in the first place because it looks like he was asleep on his couch on the far end of the room. Now, this, of course, leads to another.
She even said it. He wasn't at his doorway. He was at the far end of. Whoa. No, fell from my ceiling. The far end of the room, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky laptop just fell out of my ceiling. Fun fact. So
again,
exactly. So again, how can you argue? How can you argue logically? Think of it logically. How can you argue that sexual assault, which is an intentional act by an individual that is unwanted, how can you allege that took place when one, the person that committed the act was not capable of doing something intentional, and two, there was no contact made with you because they were on the far side of their house?
Right.
No? What's this?
A question. If this wasn't sexual assault, what about the fact that she saw his nuts without her consent when he had the door open? First, she says that the door was wide open when she walked up, but this is disputed. In fact, what's being reported is that police have since reviewed ring footage from the man's house, and that it shows Henderson letting herself into the man's home. But even aside from that issue, there's still not much of a case for her with that claim either. You see, New York does recognize some form of indecent exposure, but that doesn't seem to fit here. You see, Penal Code Section 245 calls this public lewdness, and it says that a person is guilty of public lewdness if they intentionally expose themselves either in a public place or in a private place, but in a situation where they know they can be seen from a public place or from other private premises, or...
So, like I said, if you're standing in your doorway jerking off, that's different. But when you're in your own home, in a secluded part of your home,
you can't do that.
Doc, you're gonna get yourself canceled. Penal code. Hold on, guys. Because it was StreamYard. Holy cow! Doc, you got an audience tonight. Look at you. Hold on, guys. How do I do this? For that comment, Paul. I miss StreamYard. I love that I can do that.
But wait a
Mr. Lindsay, good evening.
But wait a minute though. Of course, like this lady is saying,
Good evening,
she
Mr.
doesn't.
MZ. It's good to see you, buddy.
Then if she doesn't have a case, but doesn't this guy have a case against her though?
That comes at the end. You're rushing, Rob. You're asking good questions, but you got to play it out.
Oh, okay.
While they're trespassing. Otherwise, in the state of New York, as is the case in most, if not all states in the United States, when you are in the privacy of your own home, you are allowed to let your freak flag fly. You can be as nude as you
sure
want
can.
because that is your own private space.
Yes, sure can.
And so looking at what the law requires, none of these requirements of public lewdness describe this situation because...
And even in this post, the door isn't even fully open. From this camera angle, if she had just put the food down in front of the door, she would not have seen anything. Anything.
No, she wouldn't have. That's why I said all she had to do is put the food down at the door, either ring the doorbell or knock on the door and walk her happy tail off. That's all she had to do.
Due to the angle of where the couch is situated in his house, in order to see this guy's nakedness, you have to be at or inside his doorway to see him, regardless of whether the door was wide open or not. And even if the door was open, there was no invitation for her to enter his home. By her own account, the instructions by the customer to DoorDash were to leave the food at the door. So there was no expectation that she go inside or that she even wait for him to answer the door. Her professional obligation was complete upon dropping the food off on his doorstep. So there's absolutely no evidence here that this guy somehow laid this trap because he saw that the DoorDasher was a woman. And mind you, a lot of people defending this woman are talking about how as a female DoorDasher, you probably encounter a lot of creeps.
So I have to interrupt for one moment because
David, welcome. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, David.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate y'all coming last minute. Great to see you guys. Exposer, not to say too much. I had a family emergency. That's why he didn't make it. But thank you all for supporting.
David,
David E. People.
Oh, you mean to tell me he finally got off the ark after it docked in Galveston?
Yeah.
Good to see you, David E. People. How was the ark?
So, David, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to just say, Dave, I'm just going to say this. That is a good picture of Chris Ryder while he's working.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
That's where I got it.
But Doc, you were saying something about something she just said.
No, actually, I was going to comment on David's picture.
Oh,
but the thing,
how are you getting so many views?
Well, actually, I put it in instead of landscape, I put it in portrait.
That's how I got it. I got to stream like that now. I got to stream like that.
Well, I would recommend to do it both ways, because let's see. Face it, I would rather watch it landscape if I'm on the computer any day. Portrait does limit but portrait's good when you're on your phone or what have you.
But it's short views, so it's like you'll get 20 views or 30 viewers at once, and then they'll leave after 10 seconds. So
yeah.
No, and you mean. No, but you mean to tell me people are actually defending this lady?
That's the point. Hey there, TMG. What's up, buddy? That's what I talk. That's my point when I said that was when I said when we started. I have people that show up and they want to be like, "Oh, you guys bash on women. You guys are incels. You guys are this. You are that." I specifically chose a video done by a white woman. So that no one can look at us and say, "Oh, you guys are just a bunch of incels. You guys are hating on women. You guys are this and that." She's clearly a victim. When a female attorney is clearly saying that this girl is an idiot.
And this is not the only female attorney that says things. I saw another one too.
Does it feel good? Yeah, huh?
Yes. And but one of the ones I like the most on the other. This individual is not a female attorney. He's a white cop, angry cops. I like his take on it, very much so. But if you're familiar with his stuff, you kind of know how he presents things.
See, but the thing is, I don't care if you black, white, man, woman, young, old. I'm gonna call you out for being stupid. And this was stupid. All she had to do was just put the order at the door.
Well, all she had to do was rub the two brain cells that she has together and would form a cognitive thought that, hey, this guy might be in trouble.
Right.
Well, for those of us who just got here, including people in the chat as well as me, can you kind of recap what we're talking about?
Are you familiar with the woman from Oswego, New York, that dropped a DoorDash delivery off, but then claimed she was a victim and was assaulted for a guy that was unconscious on his couch?
No, I hadn't heard about this one.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Mr. Mimsy, that is a fantastic question, which we know the answer. If the genders had been reversed, if the man had taken a photo of a woman, and let's add a woman topless, pantsless, whatever, and posted it, would people be defending that man saying that woman assaulted him?
Oh, hell no. In fact, he already been underneath the jail.
But here's the thing. I believe that it is a bit unbalanced when it comes to assault, because when it comes to essays and any type of assaults. If a man strikes a woman, a man automatically is in the wrong. If a woman strikes a man, there's always a question as to what led to that, even though she could completely be in the wrong. My point being is, we live in a society where, yes, that can take place, but still, it's always going to be looked at if a man does that. Oh, no, they're not a victim, or they are a victim. But vice versa, would that be the case for a woman? No. Automatically, a woman's a victim. So it's a double standard, unfortunately, that exists. But this is a clear case where nothing that is being alleged is even close to being factual by the
This guy was passed out on his couch naked, and she took a picture of it?
Yes, delivery.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Yeah. Let's play for David. This lawyer will explain the context. So David had no idea what's happening here. I'm so sorry, David. If you were here from the beginning, this would make sense. But let's play a few minutes, and this lawyer will explain, and you'll see this. Because the girl's going to explain, and she's going to make a very, very bad out. She's going to confess to something that completely screws her case. So go on.
You know, I can empathize with that because for a period of time in my 20s, I was an Uber driver in Southern California.
Hey there, Dr. Phil.
And being an Uber driver is kind of similar to being a DoorDasher. Around that time,
I guess Randy got tired. What happened to Randy? He left?
I guess so.
I thought he was going to give me more of his Bangkok ladyboy's money.
I took people on trips from LA County to Palm Springs down to the literal southern border. And honestly, for the most part, it was at least a neutral, if not relatively positive experience. But even still, not everyone was a joy to drive. Some were a-holes, some were obnoxious, and yeah, some were a little creepy. So believe me when I say that I absolutely understand the experience of being a woman in your 20s and working this type of gig job, as well as some of the weird encounters you can have around it. And because of that, I can empathize with the frustration or maybe even panic about being on the job and encountering someone's nudity or not asking for it. But what matters in those situations is how you choose to deal with that encounter. One choice is to see this person as a flawed human being who might not be having the best night and who is in an embarrassing state even in his own home. And by that, I mean, you can do your damn job and leave the DoorDash delivery on the doorstep and close the door before you leave so that no one else has to stumble upon the scene. And then
that's a good point.
Very good point.
It's taking me a long time. Hold on, guys, for that statement alone. Absolutely. You can do your job and leave the food outside without exploiting an individual that's clearly in an embarrassing in an inappropriate state. You can still fulfill your job as a DoorDash driver without all of this.
Exactly. That's, no, go ahead.
Let that be it. The other alternative is you do what unfortunately seems to be the most popular choice these days, which is to take advantage of this total stranger by throwing this embarrassing scene on the internet for clicks and cash. And that unfortunately appears to be what this woman did. We already talked about how Henderson was not sexually assaulted because the way that she describes the encounter does not fit into the definition of sexual assault. But now we're going to talk about the flip side, about how her choices have actually already led to some consequences and how they can actually lead to even more consequences.
See, as you can see, the more you around, the more you're going to find out.
So she's busy raging about how DoorDash, TikTok, and the police are all vectoring against her as if this is some massive conspiracy to silence an SA victim.
So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done.
Well, what does that tell
This
you
is
right
a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim.
But in reality, it looks like every single step of the way, when she's had a choice to go one way or another, she has chosen the incorrect path. As I said before, the best decision that she could have made would be an act of grace and kindness. But that would have required her to think beyond herself and into a universe where other people exist too. And not to mention, you don't get any clicks if you don't put it on the internet. But at the very least, she could have decided not to record the video of the man in his own home, or she could have decided not to upload that video to TikTok, again, for clicks and cash. Now, of course, she says that she's done all of these things so that she can report him to prevent other people from being victimized by this horrible, horrible man. But here's why I'm skeptical of her motives. First, there's the fact that she apparently acted in the following order. She uploaded to TikTok, then she reported him to DoorDash, and then she finally got around to filing a police report. In fact, she apparently didn't contact the police until a mass of people commenting on her already viral TikTok video convinced her to do so.
I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA or
wait a minute, pause it for a minute.
Reportable to the police in New York.
Wouldn't that count as a false police report?
Possible.
Well, no, it's not a false. It's only a false police report if you are purporting to something that blatantly did not take place, that you are not in the belief of taking place. If I were to call the police and say, I believe someone is stealing a hot dog cart when it's actually the owner, but I give reasonable reason why I believe that was the case at that time, it's not a false police report.
Yeah, but she reported something that never happened.
In her mind, in that moment, she did believe she was assaulted.
Because this man could have went to jail.
I don't really truly think she did. She did really act like she thought it was, but I don't think she really.
Well, she's claiming that
believed that.
So that matters.
She would have called the police first.
And like I said, a logical person, that would have been the first thing that they did. Call the police in that moment. Whether you feel as though you're being assaulted, yada, yada. That she's saying it took weeks for her to call the police. Weeks. But let's...
SA, or if this was even reportable to the police. And
It's perjury. It's perjury if it does get to trial, which, because the next video hopefully we can get to where she pled not guilty, yeah.
What did she wind up getting charged with?
You'll see in a second.
New York State, because he was in his home. But after so many people told me to report it to the police, I did. And I called the non-emergency line, and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what.
Yeah? What was that?
What was that?
It was a phone call.
Yeah.
Do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again. And he understood that, the police officer. And then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me and he told me, like, this is pretty much verbatim. It's not verbatim, but like it's the point that he said. He said he's not sure if there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house. And specifically, he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or like his window with it out or whatever. But it's like, come on now. Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on. You got all your lights on in your house. You got your front door open, right? You just ordered DoorDash 15 minutes ago. And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered to your front door, you're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on. It's freezing outside. Like,
wait a minute, hold it.
That is voyeurism. That is.
Again, she leave out the part when she walked into his home uninvited.
Yep.
And I'm going to just add this to it too. Based upon her comments here, if the guy was passed out. I mean, she's talking about what person in their right mind. Well, he wasn't in his right mind. He had been drinking. There is that admission after the fact. He had been drinking. He didn't even remember ordering DoorDash. I love how the angry cops put it. He probably did something on his own. I'm not going to say what.
Had a nice night.
Yeah, exactly. And he passed out on the couch.
And then from her own photo,
he thought the door was closed. It could have been closed. It could have been just slightly ajar.
Could have been a large gust of wind pushed the door open.
Right.
Is it possible that she opened it? I mean, do we know for sure that she didn't open it?
So that's the controversy. Because here's the thing: people are saying that there is a dash cam that there is dash cam footage of her opening the door. I personally just have not seen it.
Doorbell footage, and I think it is.
I said DoorDash. I'm sorry. What's it called?
Doorbell.
The ring cam.
Ring cam, like ring bell or doorbell, something like that.
Yeah, or just basically a camera at a doorbell.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And if that video does this, I think it's in police prosecution possession, and they're not going to release that until after the trial. Only way that it's going to get released is if the defense attorney gets it during discovery and feels that it would exonerate her. So I don't think we're going to see it because I don't think it will exonerate her. It's going to make her look worse. And that's my 2 cents.
No, I think you're right.
Exhibitionism.
So the fact that she encountered this situation and her first thought wasn't, I should report this to the police, but instead it was, I should splash this all over the internet, is a huge red flag. Another red flag is what she just said in that clip, which is that she herself was skeptical as to whether or not he was guilty of some kind of criminal offense, given that he was inside his own home.
That's one of the things that completely will destroy this case. The prosecution needs to use that as Exhibit A. The moment she gets on the stand as a defense saying that I realized that I was assaulted. He assaulted me intentionally. Well, wait a minute, lady. Did you not admit in this video that you were unsure that an assault even took place, so it took you weeks to report it? That's the first question that you ask.
Hey, what state did this happen in?
New York.
New York.
Is New York a one-party state or a two-party state?
Two.
That could get her in some trouble, too. Could get her in quite a bit of trouble because if it's a two-party state and he didn't give his permission.
Sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Take it for 1 second, fellas. I'm sorry. I got to step away.
I think this is reflective of something in our culture that's really important. We have gotten into this politically correct victimology thinking in our culture that, you can't ever be responsible for your actions. You're obviously a victim.
And I'm going to just go. Let me add also that we're seeing more and more people who want to be the victim. They want that status because they think it adds some sort of prestige underneath their names.
I mean, this guy has got a heck of a civil case, no matter what else.
Oh, yeah, he has a civil case, and he could easily go after. I don't know about DoorDash. I think DoorDash might be in some trouble because.
Well, they could go after DoorDash too because she was employed by DoorDash. She's supposed to be trained the appropriate ways to do that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. TikTok.
Well, part of that, the argument could be from DoorDash is, once we realize, because it talks about they fired her for her actions. They terminated her account. So DoorDash could argue, well, we didn't know, our drivers are instructed on how to deliver the food she chose to go rogue, and we punished her for those actions. Therefore, we are not taking or assuming any liability for that.
I'm just thinking that because the other incident involving the other DoorDasher, that might create a situation where people feel like DoorDash's hiring process need to be questioned.
Well, that's true. That's interesting.
So that's kind of where I think if that other incident hadn't happened so close to this incident, okay, another DoorDasher doing something silly, but no, these two kind of happen on top of each other.
What was the other incident? Yeah,
other incident was.
Hold on, that's a whole other can of worms. I think I'm going to cover on another stream just for the sake of it. I haven't seen it. I want to go have a look at it, and then we'll discuss it.
Something similar, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just
to a certain extent, it's still people. Yeah, whatever.
But there's an even bigger red flag that tells me why she probably sprinted to TikTok to
Here it is, and this is the biggest damning evidence.
Upload all of this footage before even thinking about going to the police. And I think she told on herself during one of her rage videos about how TikTok and DoorDash and the police are all supposedly doing her dirty.
And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So
Oh,
that's interesting.
Oh, let's listen to our friend again.
Supposedly doing her dirty.
And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got.
Do I smell a grifter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I smell someone trying to cash in? Now, I don't know. Here, I'll tell you what. She got 2 million. Hold on. Let's do a quick. All right. Can we see my screen? Let's zoom in a little.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let's do a quick chat GPT search. Okay. I posted one video on TikTok. I made 2 views. How much would I have earned from that video? What do you guys think? If we were to guess.
Well,
wait, 34 million? I thought you said no, it was 2 million.
2 million. Yeah, it was at 2 million. At least.
Where did 34 million from? Wait a minute.
It probably was 34 million with all the different people who cover it.
Wait a minute. She got 34 million views off of this?
No. She would have got. Wait. Did she? Wait, hold on.
She got 2 million.
Let's play that back. She may have just said it. Let me play it back. I'm sorry. I completely missed how many actual views she got.
Supposedly doing her dirty.
And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
Now, of course, it's possible to be concerned with multiple things at once, but seeing her level of panic over the fact that she was not going to get paid for the views that she had accumulated for that original video, it just feels like monetization was her main motivation here. Her screaming about this revenue issue, along with the fact that she went to TikTok before she...
Okay. I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere or someone else another video where she mentioned she had 2 million views on her TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see how much.
You know what this sounds an awful lot like to me is as Selmo or Audit Them or one of those clowns, doing something to get a lawsuit so they can get paid.
Agreed.
Really.
So let's see how much money that would have made according to ChatGPT. How much she would have been able to cash out.
And while we're waiting for that, David, I would have to disagree with that because the only person that she could sue was the victim in this case, and
she could sue DoorDash. Several other people.
Guys,
oh my gosh! Really?
That's it?
That's ridiculous.
I don't know how I am $200.
Okay, so 2 million views on YouTube is a lot. I mean, I'll put it like this: my biggest video on YouTube was 21,000 views, and that got about $65, right? So I assumed, if you multiply that times 10, 210,000, that would have been $700 on YouTube, right? Or give or take, right? That's just a guesstimation, right? So when I hear 2 million, I'm thinking, hey, that's a couple $1,000s. So she's complaining that TikTok should have paid her
$100. Wow.
$40 to $200. And I just realized I've been doxing myself. My name's on there. Oh God. Anyway, and who cares?
It's not like we noticed it.
About Flex Your Freedoms is talking about you want. I've already been doxed. Who cares? But this is crazy. You're telling me she's like, they were going to pay me. This tells she swore she was getting a big payday from her videos.
No, I think that I really do think that she was hoping to get some kind of much bigger payday out of legal action or going on Dr. Phil or something.
Oh my, the comments are going crazy. She's doing all this for less than $200. How idiotic. She's a DoorDash driver, $200. Destroying someone's life for $200. It's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And that is my audience that's really going on to town with that. My audience is awesome, guys. My audience is awesome.
Well, Full Metal Jacket's got a really good point.
Had to be convinced to go to the police.
Out of curiosity,
personally, this just looks like someone who saw an awkward situation and decided that she wanted to cash in on it for clout and money by painting herself as a victim of someone else's misfortune. And the thing is, uploading the original video and then
while we're playing this, can you just ask the same question but use YouTube instead? Just kind of out of curiosity. I'm just curious.
Ask YouTube.
Yeah, ask YouTube if I made
good idea. Yeah. Okay, I'll play this for a second. I'll cue it up. Go ahead. Yeah, good idea.
And uploading other videos talking about the original video have already started to bite her in the ass. And there's a possibility that they could continue to do so, even more so moving forward. First, there's the fact that she's now been charged with 2 felonies, one for unlawful surveillance by recording him in his own home without his consent, and another for uploading that unlawful recording onto the internet. And when she was arrested, the Oswego City Police Department actually issued a press release about it. Here's what they said. On October 13th, 2025, an incident was reported to the Oswego Police Department regarding an incident that occurred on October 12th, 2025. It was reported that a male DoorDash customer had been nude inside his residence when a DoorDash delivery driver dropped off a food order. An investigation was initiated by the Oswego Police Department, during which it was discovered that the delivery driver had taken video of the nude male. The video, along with the subsequent investigation, indicates that the male was incapacitated and unconscious on his couch due to alcohol consumption. The video was taken from the exterior of the male's residence. The DoorDash driver subsequently posted the video to social media, where it drew significant attention. It was further discovered that the DoorDash driver had made claims of being sexually assaulted during this incident. The investigation by the Oswego Police Department determined that no sexual assault occurred. The male depicted in the video cooperated with police and provided a statement. The investigation ultimately led to the arrest of the DoorDash driver, Olivia Henderson, 23, of Oswego, for recording and disseminating the videos. Henderson was charged with the following: 1 count of unlawful surveillance in the 2nd degree.
Serves her right. Now, let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
I hope those charges stick.
And to me, it sounds like this guy was not capable of committing any kind of an assault.
Right.
So this is why people say YouTube Shorts is nothing to brag about and nothing to be proud of. 2 million views for a short, $60 to $140, and that's the truth. I have 27,000 views on a short, and I made 75 cents. So, you make no money on shorts. For a live stream, 2 to 10 grand. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
Not bad at all.
A regular video, depending on ads, RPM, niche, like 2 to 10. And listen, if I had a video that somehow went viral, that's why it's like some of these FrAuditors, their early videos were getting 300,000-400,000 views, and they made pretty good money off of it. And they're like, hey, one video, 1 day out harassing, I made $700. Imagine if I do this every day. but it dies, right? So
Yeah, they could do it every day until the legal fees start piling up.
Well, Rob, that's a whole different argument, my friend.
That's a whole different video right there. Yeah.
Yeah. But
dissemination
that answers that question. That does answer that question.
In the first degree. Henderson was released after being processed on the above charges and was issued an appearance ticket for a future court date in Oswego City Court. The Oswego Police Department continues to investigate the circumstances surrounding this incident and is in communication with the Oswego County District Attorney's Office regarding the prosecution of these charges. Independent video related to the incident has been collected and reviewed by the police department. Anyone with further information about the investigation or others is encouraged to contact the Oswego PD. Now, as to the felony charges, she is apparently looking at prison time of 8 years. Now, I personally doubt that, since I'm guessing here, this is probably her first offense. But if convicted, even if she gets a reduced sentence, that's still a felony on her record, which ironically can impact her ability to get, a real job. And in terms of the facts of the case, there's not much for her to fight here. There's no dispute she recorded him. There's no dispute that he was inside his home. There's no dispute that he was unconscious. And there's no dispute that she knew all of that. Like I said before, she's also talked quite a bit about caring a lot about monetization of that original video. And by the way, she's also...
All right. Was she claiming she was assaulted directly, like what we think of as a sexual assault, or is she making some big politically correct argument that because he was naked and he's a man and she's a woman, that was somehow sexually assaulted?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's and the court is going to let. I mean, the court's not going to let that even come in.
So we're gonna very shortly because we're over an hour.
I was trying to figure out which one she was making.
Right, but it's very short. We're gonna look at the follow-up video where she was in court a couple of days ago, and it's gonna explain all of that. Let's just.
Also talked about how she put the video out there specifically so she could name and shame him for being in that state with the door open.
Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like,
rightfully so.
What's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken?
You
Why am
recorded
I getting
somebody
strikes?
in their
I'm
own
about to
home
lose
in
my
private.
account. I was assaulted. I'm the
drunk.
Say it again, David. I'm sorry.
The reason you're getting punished, the reason you're charged is because you recorded somebody in their home, in their private home, where it is perfectly legal to get drunk and get naked and pass out on the couch if you want to. It's not smart, but it's legal.
And you do it every night, don't you, Robert?
No, I don't.
Not you, David. Robert.
Oh, okay.
No.
Like, oh.
It says, I'm not naked now. I'm just going to say,
okay,
she
that's
could
too
name
much
and shame him
information.
for being in that state with the door open.
Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
Here.
Oh boy.
Did she not just confess? I mean, did she not just bury her entire civil case?
She buried her entire.
Yeah, no.
She just made into the crime right there.
No, that's the point. In cases like this, you have to prove. So it's not even so. It's civilly. There's no civil case here because a crime was not committed. In this case, if anything, that's poor judgment on her part, which does not make any entity or individual liable for.
No, wait a minute.
Well,
it was something committed because she posted this online.
No, you're not listening to what I just said. For her to try and go after the guy or Doordash civilly, she does not have a case. Now, what I was saying was, if you look on the flip side for the prosecution prosecuting her, she's laying their case out on a silver platter. It's like it's the Raja Jackson case.
Yeah,
all over again. I'm really animated about that case. How dude live streamed him explicitly explaining his intent online.
Let's just put it this way. That attorney in Bangkok, if he was the prosecutor, he could win this case. It's just that she just basically admitted to it. So, I'm surprised her attorney hadn't said, let's go. Let's talk to the to the prosecution and let's get as good a deal as we can, because you basically admitted to the crime.
You know what?
And every video you did is going to be evidence.
I really hope this guy filed some type of legal lawsuit against her.
Well, we're gonna get to that. Let's try and get through this video so I can get to the next one. The wife's waiting for me to cook dinner. So let's.
I mean, a civil attorney, if she was even thinking about suing anybody about this, I can't imagine a civil attorney on the planet who would take this case for her.
Right? Is this making sense to any fucking body?
So in terms of these criminal charges, in my opinion, she is very screwed. But if the man decided to do so, he also could sue her civilly for his own claims. Now, let me just say at the outset, though, that I highly doubt that any sort of civil action is going to result from this, because litigation is so expensive and so time consuming that the juice has to be worth the squeeze. And something tells me she doesn't have really any juice to make any of that worth it. But if he had FU money and he decided to just make her life miserable because she's made his miserable, he totally could. First, there's of course a potential claim for unlawful dissemination or publication of an intimate image. And for that, he could get not just compensatory damages, but punitive damages, injunctive relief, and costs and attorney's fees. Then there's also New York's statutory right of privacy and publicity for using his name and likeness for commercial purposes without his consent. The fact that she uploaded it to TikTok, then cried about the monetization she lost when TikTok yeeted it, would tend to support this claim against her. Then, of course, there's intentional infliction of emotion. This claim the man would need to show: first, Henderson engaged in extreme and outrageous conduct. Second, she either intended to cause or was reckless about causing him severe emotional distress. Third, he has to show that he did indeed suffer severe emotional distress. And fourth, he has to show that his emotional distress was caused by her conduct.
Now, here's why that in particular is a slam dunk. Number one, it was outrageous that she entered his home when she was simply told to drop the food off. It was reckless by the fact that she posted a video of the dude in the nude with his address showing the interior of his home. It's clear that he suffered emotional distress and that she intended for him to suffer emotional distress, being that she made it clear, I wanted to shame him. I wanted to embarrass him. I wanted the world to know what he did to me. And for that, the stress that he's experiencing by his naked self being exposed was caused directly by the plaintiff. So
on top of that, one of the things that any decent civil attorney will tell you is that you need to go after the deep pockets in any case. So DoorDash better brace themselves. They may be in on this case whether they like it or not.
Well, a good attorney, but there are attorneys that also say, let's sue people even if they don't have any money just to bankrupt them. So,
yeah, you know what?
That just pisses me off that there's.
If it was me, I would go after. If that happened to me, I would go after her, money or not. I mean, she would have to pay my legal fees. She would have to pay all this. Yes, I would go after her because she posted me all on the internet.
The only thing, and it's like this attorney said, you have to have the FU money. That's where it's not going, because your attorney's going to want to be paid first.
It's going to be if it's a case they take on contingency, they will need a retainer up front.
Unless you get an attorney that go pro bono.
He said guys, she might be able to get like one of these Gloria Allred type attorneys to take the case. I don't know.
Gloria already would tell her that she don't have a case.
Well, probably.
Any attorney will tell her, you the one that effed up. You the one that's in trouble, not him.
A lot of those attorneys want the publicity. They don't care about the money.
At the end of this all, she's just going to fade away. She's going to disappear. This is her 15 minutes of fame, and when it's all said and done and over with, that's it. She'll be in jail, and then when she gets out,
she better start flipping burgers or doing something.
Yeah, because she's not DoorDashing, that's for sure, and she's not TikToking.
What was she thinking?
In most cases, it can be pretty hard to find conduct that is sufficiently extreme and outrageous to adequately prove an IIED claim. But recording a naked man in his own home and then uploading that to TikTok to name and shame him and also get all the clicks and cash is generally seriously frowned upon by society. And
good God. Okay.
I don't know who that is, but that's
Okay, Randy. Of course you'll take her case. Of course you take her.
I think that's going to do it in this situation. And now the other.
You think she's a lady boy, Randy? I know that's your type. Maybe that's why you'll take her case.
Hey, let me ask you this. You probably know what I'm talking about. Fraud Man. You probably know what know what I'm talking about. Is he like Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons?
Worse. Worse.
Usually pretty hard to prove in IIED is the defendant's intent to cause severe emotional distress. But here, again, she told on herself. Remember, she said this.
Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he...
She said she wants to cause him shame and embarrassment by putting his naked nuts on the internet. That's about as clear of intent for IIED as you can find. Anyway, lastly, there's defamation. Now, the original video that she posted isn't necessarily defamatory because by all accounts, it seems like it accurately depicts the scene that she encountered. And defamation always involves some form of a lie in a statement. But the part that could land her in defamation land is continuing to characterize herself as a victim of his sexual assault. That is obviously a huge accusation. And as we went over earlier in this video, it is not an accurate label. And the thing is, usually when we're talking about defamation on this channel, we are talking about public figures. And public figures tend to have a very difficult time proving defamation. But in this—
Hey, Blackheart Knight. And that's an interesting point. Flex Your Freedom says he's going to sue me for defamation because I called him out for his abuse of Chad Pelly. But Flex Your Freedoms, it's easy to argue, is a public figure. He has 110,000 subscribers. He has millions of views on YouTube. He is easily classified as a public figure specifically to his community. So how he can say I defame him for saying he's an idiot and he's bullying an innocent man? Nonsense.
Yep.
situation, we are talking about a hypothetical plaintiff who is 100% a private citizen, nowhere near being a public figure. And so it would be substantially easier for the plaintiff to win on a defamation claim. Here are the elements that he would have to show. First, the man would have to show that Henderson lied about him sexually assaulting her. Second, he has to show that she made the statement to at least one third party. Easy. Third, he has to show that the lie is the kind of statement that courts will find defamatory nature. Also easy. And fourth, he has to show that Henderson made the statement negligently. Now, notice I didn't say anything here about him having to prove that she caused him reputational harm. That's because the lie that she's telling the internet about him is that he committed a sexual crime against her. So we're not just in defamation land, we are in defamation per se land, where the law assumes that there's reputational harm just because of how salacious that statement is. So now let's focus on that level of intent part, negligence. When we're talking about public figures as defamation plaintiffs, we are talking about actual malice, meaning that the defendant knew that what they were saying was false, or they were reckless as to the truth or falsity of the statement. Like I said, this guy is an average person. He's not a public figure. So all
who's a third party?
Yeah, who was the third party that she informed?
TikTok.
Yeah, all the people on TikTok.
Duh.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
The
he has to
TikTok,
show is that Henderson was,
you know, it's on TikTok, but left out the dot. He called it Tic Tac.
Oh God.
negligent about saying that he sexually assaulted her. Meaning all he has to do is show that she didn't use reasonable care when running her mouth. That's like the same standard as switching lanes when you're driving and not being careful enough to look over your shoulder to check your blind spot before moving over. And given her statements about why she initially doubted whether or not she could file a police report because, you know, he was in his own home, and how she never accuses him of some unwanted touching, I think we can get negligence here in accusing him of sexually assaulting her. But looking at this whole picture, I really think that all of this, in my opinion, is an unfortunate consequence of long-term victimhood mentality and self-centeredness, and not to mention the twisted idea that every encounter you have deserves to be shared with the internet. At the end of the day, Olivia Henderson in this situation is not a victim. She is the villain. And by the looks of it, life is giving her a serious Uno reverse card to serve as a big wake-up call for her decisions that have sprung out of this victim mentality and egocentrism. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I'm being too hard on her? Or do you deserve absolutely every bit of what's coming to her? Let us know your thoughts.
Well, my 2 cents on this, I think she's getting everything she deserves. Because one thing I will say, if she probably would never have been charged if she just recorded and maybe gave the recording to the police. But she made the recording and uploaded it to this social media.
Correct.
Who is the attorney doing the analysis? She's pretty good.
This is her channel name is what is her name? I'll tell you. Her name. She's a good channel. Legal Bites. BYTES.
Okay. I'm impressed.
See, the thing is,
she's got a little crush now.
See, the thing is, though, she tried to embarrass this guy.
Wife is listening. Joe, you're not getting the poor man in trouble. Raymond's gonna wonder why his wife's angry at him for the next 2 weeks because of
David knows I'm playing with him.
But wait a minute, though,
his wife know? Did Miss Persons know? Mrs. Persons know?
But wait a minute, she tried to embarrass this guy on the internet,
He's sitting
and
right
it
here.
backfired on him.
It did backfire. It really did backfire on her. It really did. And I'm so glad it did, because I mean that kind of accusation can ruin a man's life.
Well, and I think this is in a little bit of a different sense. This is exactly what a lot of us want to see happening to a lot of frauditors that hasn't really happened yet. Because they're doing the same thing. They're falsely accusing people. They're trying to instigate scenarios so that they can look like they're a victim and they can sue and get money and get clicks and views. And I mean, this one is a very egregious example, but I mean, how this isn't that different from what a lot of frauditors do.
But let me ask you this though: is people, after all this that done came out, that didn't happen, is people still actually defending this lady?
So
there are unfortunately some people who are that delusional, because they hadn't heard an update since the first time it came out.
And she received a lot of support from people. Oh, you're a victim of assault. You're a victim of this. You're a victim of that. And that was where she was. I'm the victim. Statements and narrative from. Now, the next video, which I'm going to get through quickly, it's a little bit shorter, but this is the same attorney explaining after she went to court the status of her garnering for sympathy.
Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
This TikToker recently went viral for posting a video of a Doordash customer of hers who was asleep on his couch in his living room, naked from the waist down. And after going viral, she decided to go to the police about the incident, saying the customer sexually assaulted her, even though he was asleep the entire time that she was at his property. Since then, TikTok took down the video and all replacements that she tried to upload. Doordash fired her as one of their gig workers, and she was arrested for 2 felonies: unlawful surveillance of another person and dissemination of said unlawful surveillance. And now on December 4th, 2025, she made her first court appearance for her arraignment. And despite the fact that she self-snitched all over the place in her various TikTok videos about this whole incident, at this arraignment, she pled not guilty.
She looked completely different.
From what it looks like, the only real defense that she has is by continuing to double down on this idea that she's a victim of sexual assault. We'll talk about why that is, and we'll talk about why this means that looking down the road, one of 2 things is likely to happen. Either she's going to go through some kind of difficult character development and a process of growth and maturation, where she ends up taking some kind of a plea deal, which means that she takes responsibility for her actions, of course.
Hey, can you pause it for a minute?
Until the end of time. And what
the hell is that in the background? Is that a dog?
It's a dog.
Yeah, it's a doggy.
Oh, I was wondering. I seen it. I'm like, what is that?
Hey, Nerd Girl. It's good to see you. She's over in my chat.
Hey, Nerd Girl's in there. Nerd Girl, you're on the wrong channel. You got to come on my channel.
No, Nerd Girl, you're perfectly fine where you at.
Nerd Girl,
you're perfectly fine where you at.
On my channel, you support KK. So we know you love KK. So come on.
I can answer.
You're on my channel. You support really smart computer guys.
Yeah, you didn't have a response today. You didn't even know what to say.
I really think need to ask Doc that question, because he would tell you.
Taking some kind of a plea deal, which means that she takes responsibility for her actions, of course.
I'm sorry, guys. I am trying to just get through this, and I am going a bit over time. And the wife's waiting for me to cook for her, so we got rest.
Or she's going to dig her heels in until the end of time and 100% get convicted and end up with a worse sentence simply because she refused to give up on her deluded self-victimization. If she takes that path, she could end up as the poster child / cautionary tale for why you really shouldn't go through life seeing yourself as a victim of the world. Let's get into it.
And Tim's in the house.
So if you need more background on this topic, we recently put out a video talking about the whole subject from top to bottom. So if you haven't already seen it, feel free to check out the video linked in the description below. Also, side note, you may have noticed that after moving in August, we finally got our stuff, and only about a month late after it was supposed to. Mr. Bites and I have been using an air mattress this whole time, and let me tell you, I do not recommend doing that for like 3 or 4 months. Anyway, I've been hard at work over the last few days getting our home okay for reals this time. Let's talk about what happened with the Doordash girl's court appearance. So really, the only thing that's changed now is Olivia Henderson, also known as Doordash Girl, has now been arraigned, and she entered her plea of not guilty. And I guess I'm not all that surprised that she went with a not guilty plea at the outset, because that's pretty common, actually. Even in cases that don't really look great for the defendant, is sometimes there's enough there that by entering a not guilty plea, you can retain some amount of leverage for a plea deal, where you might be able to get some of the charges or penalties removed or lowered. If prosecutors have bigger fish to fry, for example, they might be more likely to negotiate a plea deal that the defendant might not otherwise get if they just enter a guilty plea from the outset. That said, there also is a benefit to pleading guilty if you think that your case isn't likely to win at trial. That's because when it comes to sentencing, judges typically will use their discretion to assign a lesser punishment where they can if the defendant pled guilty, as opposed to letting it go all the way to trial. And the thing is, if Henderson's case does go all the way to trial, I think that her chances of winning are slim at best.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, an attorney always tries to settle. They never go to trial. That's why you have these lawyers right now in these copyright cases, aka one big bad lawyer, one lady boy loving lawyer, who says, I'm taking all these cases to trial. So he's never actually tried a case. And when you go to trial, the costs are so much higher, and you reduce the chances of your client winning anything, because you have the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt before a jury, what you're saying even took place. And if it's before a judge is not stupid. Well, so that's why I always try and settle a case. When you have a lawyer that says, we're not settling, we're taking this to the jury, yeah, it's just dumb.
But let me ask you this, before you start, let me ask you this though. Do you think the guy, pretty sure he's gonna have to show up to court, but do you think he may have to testify, or he won't have to testify?
They'll bring him in.
I don't know what he'll say. So what happened? I got drunk.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. But he will have to explain the repercussions that, I woke up and I was going viral on the internet. How people were commenting my name. People were making fun of me. People were saying I assaulted this woman. That's what he'll testify.
But then her attorneys will ask him, well, why was your door open? Why was it halfway open, or why was it wide open?
And then he will be instructed to say, I had a few drinks. I passed out before she even got there. I didn't even know she was there. I did not intend to leave my door open.
Oh, that's good, because I would have just said, it's my own place. I can leave my door open if I want to.
Even if he did intend to leave his door open, so what?
Exactly. That's what I would have said. I'm like, it's my own place. I can leave my door open if I want to.
So then redirect. So then the DA's redirect question would be, all right, so you're alleging that somehow you left the door open, hypothetically. If you left the door open, were you still inside of your home? Were you standing at your door showing your junk? Were you intentionally trying to expose yourself to this woman?
No.
So that's the point. So yeah, she had no chance of winning anything.
No.
Let's first talk about what the prosecution needs to prove with these charges. As a reminder, there are 2 of them. The first is unlawful surveillance, and the second is dissemination of unlawful surveillance. Now, the second one is basically where you do all the things for an unlawful surveillance, or you know that an image or a video was obtained through unlawful surveillance, and then you take the additional step of selling or publishing it. So with that, let's dig into unlawful surveillance, since it's needed for both of these charges. Here, the state is charging her with a violation of subsection 1 of that statute specifically. And under subsection 1 of the New York Penal Code section 250.45, the prosecution has to prove the following. First, the defendant intentionally surreptitiously recorded/broadcast another person. Second, the defendant recorded that person while they were dressing, undressing, or otherwise revealing their intimate parts. Third, the defendant did this when the person had a reasonable expectation of privacy. Fourth, the defendant did all of this without the person's knowledge or consent. And finally, the defendant recorded the person for the purpose of another person's amusement, entertainment, or profit, or for the purpose of degrading or abusing him. So looking at all of this, element 1 is easily met. We know that Henderson recorded the Doordash customer because that's what went viral on TikTok after all. We also know it was an intentional recording. It's not like she happened to be vlogging her work or something and a naked man walked into the frame behind her and she didn't intend to record him. She saw him there on the couch and decided to take her phone out and record him.
That's fucked up.
Second, we also know that the recording included an image of him naked from the waist down. I'm not showing that part of her original video for obvious reasons, but it is out there on the internet. And not only that, but Henderson also told TikTok that she showed the video she took to the police after she finally reported it, and she also emailed it to them after that.
And they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said,
so they have the video sent directly from her, which means that it's going to be impossible for her to fight these first 2 elements. Anyway, then there's a part about the man's reasonable expectation of privacy. Now, for one thing, Henderson acknowledged again to TikTok that there are issues of privacy here. In fact, she said that the reason that she hesitated to call the police was precisely because he was in his own home.
But I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home.
Now, of course, her whole point is that she maintains that his door was wide open when she approached and that you could see him from the doorway. So I imagine that she's probably going to dispute this element. I mean, she'll probably say that he didn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy because his door was wide open. But I, of course, also have to point out it has been reported that the police said that they reviewed the man's ring footage showing his front door. And according to police, the door wasn't wide open when she walked up. She let herself into the man's home. So if they do, in fact, have that footage and it does depict what is being reported it depicts, then yeah, she's pretty cooked on this element as well. Then there's the fourth element, recording a man without his knowledge or consent. If you've seen the original video, yeah, he looks pretty unconscious. Now, she claims, of course, that he laid there naked specifically because he...
So... And I think someone earlier had mentioned the
I'm sorry, what's that?
Why are you Randall Newman? Go away. No one wants you here. Go away. But if you look, she already doxed the guy by saying his first name. So yeah, that's another charge that could be filed later on. You have some people that are willing to throw the book at people. I want to throw every charge possible because I want this person to suffer.
See, but the thing is, at the end of the day, though, she ruined this guy's life. She ruined it. What's gonna happen to him? I'm like, basically, everybody thinks that he S8'd this woman now. And she gonna go to jail probably.
Well, that's one of the things that he needs to be doing in a civil suit is making sure that she affirms that did not happen in court, in public.
Ordered and then saw that his DoorDasher had a female name. And this is to suggest that he wanted to be seen somehow. However, the fact that the instructions said to leave the food at the door says otherwise. And honestly, I don't know what facts she even used to concoct that theory because there is nothing in the original video that can suggest anything other than the fact that he's just totally passed out on his own couch. And for this element, the prosecution is likely going to call the man as a witness to describe his night, how he got drunk, what he remembers about ordering DoorDash and undressing and laying on his couch to sleep. And he'll likely say, no, I did not consent to anyone taking any photos or videos of me while I was sleeping on my couch.
Case closed, literally. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was saying earlier. If they will call him to testify, and they'll ask him specifically, did you intend to do this or that? What were your intentions when you ordered DoorDash? Was it to expose your driver? She said in that little text bubble, which will probably be posted as an exhibit. Trying to find it here. Here. According to the she alleges that you saw that your DoorDasher has a female name and fell asleep on your couch. Did you fall asleep on your couch because you saw your DoorDasher had a female name? Question number one. Because you had a female DoorDasher, by seeing her name, did you choose to pull your pants and underwear down to your ankles? No. Because you saw that your DoorDasher had a female name, did you choose to push your door wide open in 59 degrees? No. That'll close the whole case. It's that simple, literally. That's how you cross-examine him to completely prove the case.
His couch to sleep. And he'll likely say, no, I did not consent to anyone taking any photos or videos of me while I was sleeping on my couch. So based on what's publicly known, I think this element is likely to also be pretty easily met. So out of these 5 elements, she's pretty cooked on the first 4 so far. And now for the 5th one. This is where the prosecution has to prove her intent in filming him. And the thing is, usually intent is one of the hardest things to prove in any case. That's because it requires digging into the mind of the defendant. And that isn't always so easy. But unfortunately for Henderson, she opened her mouth all over TikTok and made this element way easier for the prosecution to prove. Now, obviously, she says that she recorded him because he sexually assaulted her and that she was recording it so that she could report him. Now, for starters, in my last video on this topic, I did lay out why this can in no way be considered any form of sexual assault, just not in this reality. But she might argue that although this doesn't meet the legal definition of sexual assault, that she as a layperson had some kind of reasonable belief that he was doing something illegal to her. It's not exactly a perfect defense, but I can see a defendant making a mistake about the law like that and not actually intending any harm by it. But unfortunately for Henderson, she has a number of big problems with that defense, and all of them are documented on TikTok. Number one, and I talked about this in my last video, she uploaded the video to TikTok first and only went to the police after a bunch of people commented on her viral video to convince her to report it. If the purpose of recording the man was to gather evidence about her assailant to provide that to the police, her first move should have been to go to the police, not to upload to TikTok. So right there, she already has a huge problem with using the "I was reporting sexual assault" claim. And to be clear, if there was someone who did record for that purpose and they did go to the police and only handed over that recording to the police, that would be pretty clear evidence of their intent, and specifically their intent to report what they think is a crime. But the timing of her events just says otherwise. Second, she has talked way too much about this whole thing on TikTok, and in so doing has revealed her true intent for posting the video there, at least what appears to be her true intent. For one thing, there's monetization. In one of her rage videos, she goes on about how TikTok not only took down the video, but also, by taking it down, prevented her from making any money from it.
And please note those eyes. Please note those eyes. They are crazy eyes if I ever seen a pair.
But we already discussed, in addition, how little money she would have made. How little money she would have made if the video was monetized and they chose to keep it on her channel. She would have made less than $200. In some cases, I think ChatGPT said $40 to $80.
Yeah.
So
yes,
throwing away her entire case for less than $100. A good night on DoorDash would have earned that.
A good night, yes. A good night on DoorDash could have got her a good bit more.
Listen, I had a buddy I grew up with. He used to, from back home in Philly, 10, 15 years ago, he would drive people from the airport or from 30th Street Station, popular train station in West Philadelphia, to New York. People would be there'd be delays. Excuse me. There'd be delays and Amtrak trains going out to New York. So people would be calling an Uber. And look, Amtrak trains are expensive and Amtrak tickets still reimburse you. So he would drive people 2 to 2.5 hours to Penn Station in New York City, which is like 2 to 2.5 hour drive. He loved driving. He loved driving when we were little kids. He didn't have a problem with it. You know how much money he'd make from that? $250 to $300. That was back before Uber robbed, before Uber took everything from the drivers. Like he did that 2 or 3 times a week in one winter time. And he said, homie, he made some pretty good money.
Oh, yes.
And he was working at a supermarket, and that was on top of that. So, when you do these driving jobs, if you put yourself in the right spot, you make pretty good money. Was this $80 video that she was aiming for, was that worth throwing that away, especially since she admits that this was her only means of an income?
Oh, Lord, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. And like I said earlier, to me, I think I would call 911 because I might be looking at this guy thinking he's probably in some sort of medical distress. And what if the guy was in medical distress and then later police find out this man's life could have been saved if this girl who saw him passed out had called 911 instead of go making a video?
Well, but that goes back to what I said earlier. What's the first thing that you do when a situation like this arises that is just, I don't even want to say is weird. I'll just use the term is bizarre. A bizarre situation where someone is
it takes about that long.
Say again, David?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm talking to the dog. Sorry.
I'm sorry. The question is, what's the first thing that you do when you pull your cell phone out? Is it to film and start screaming at your phone how you're a victim?
It would depend on your motive.
911 and say, hey, I see something that doesn't make sense.
I would have been calling 911 because, like I said, it could have been a situation where this guy was in medical distress.
So, again, we're talking about what the prosecution could do. Prosecution, the first question will be, you took your phone out after you witnessed this individual and you chose to record a video. Why did you not call the police? Oh, well, I didn't know, blah, 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 blah. So, okay. So if you don't believe you were sexually assaulted, why are you now posting videos saying you are the victim?
But when they also ask her, what was the directions on, Uber Eats, to leave it at the door or come on into the apartment? Wouldn't they ask her that?
They would, yeah. They would, and that would be a big part of it too. And the big question is, even if the door was cracked, could she see the man if she did that, follow those instructions? And based upon images that I've seen, I don't think she could have. She had to. She had to do something to see him.
It sounds like to me that she just kind of saw this guy, had the delivery, and saw an opportunity. It really does. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking too. It's an opportunity. Now, and the thing is, there's videos of her very own TikTok videos where she had broken into her own old apartment that she had moved out of, and got into that apartment and recorded the apartment.
Really?
Yes. So that there's that little bit of a prior thing that she recorded herself doing that might actually be a factor in this case, I would think.
Interesting.
Well, if I was her attorney, I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't take her as a client for $1 million.
Well, she probably more than likely will receive a court appointed attorney.
She has received a court
public defender. That
public defender, and the fact that he pled not guilty on her behalf, he must be assuming he can get a deal down the line. I would love.
That's what I'm thinking too, because if she pled guilty to this, they would not give her much of a deal.
That's sort of
They were gonna.
That's sort of kind of a good question. Even if a public defender sees, well, you don't have a case here, so they would just say, well, you just need to plead. That's what a public defender tell them.
Absolutely.
So you don't have a case. You just need to plead guilty. Go to jail.
That's correct. And if the client refuses, the public defender can say, against my advice, the client wants to plead not guilty. Or she'll plead not guilty, and then when he goes to the district attorney and say, hey, look, I tried. But whatever. But anyway, let's wrap this video up, guys, so we can wrap the stream up.
Also, by taking it down, prevented her from making any money from it.
And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
And the big problem for her is that this self-snitch fits very neatly into that final element for unlawful surveillance. Specifically, it shows that she posted the video to TikTok for the amusement, entertainment, or profit of someone other than the man she recorded. I think any reasonable person would look at this whole situation and say that she intended it for all of the above, especially for her own profit, given what she just said in that clip. But wait, that's not all. There's also the possibility that the prosecution can prove that she also fits into this intent element because she posted the video to TikTok for the purpose of degrading or abusing the man.
Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? Why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to any fucking buddy?
So yeah, if she's going to really try to press for a finding of not guilty all the way to trial, she has to double down on the idea that the man sexually assaulted her. Because otherwise, thanks to her endless desire for internet attention, she couldn't let the incident go, and she had to keep running her mouth about it. And now, as a result, the prosecution has just about everything they need to convict her on unlawful surveillance, and by extension, dissemination of an unlawful surveillance. Because of course, we all know that she's the one that posted the video to TikTok, and so, if the state proves that she actually did commit unlawful surveillance of the man, proving dissemination will also be super easy. So at this point, she really has two options. Either try to negotiate some kind of a plea deal, which means dropping the claim that she was sexually assaulted and actually taking accountability for her actions, or she can continue to beat the self-victimization drum all the way to trial in the hopes that she finds an entire jury of people who are willing to ignore logic to somehow agree with her that she is in fact the victim here. Like I said, if this goes to trial, I don't think that this will end very well for her. And if she's convicted at trial, as opposed to entering a guilty plea, the punishment is actually likely to be much harsher than if she does in fact change her plea to guilty before that point. But those are my thoughts. What do you think?
So, yeah. My thing is, I think she's going to see some prison time. Probably not 4 years. Probably closer to 2. And some
now
probation.
this may wind up. She may wind up. This is California, right?
No, New York.
New York. Okay, maybe she'll probably get 6
Oswego
months.
County. Fun fact: I work in Oswego County with my job. Fun fact. So it's like, as soon as I said Oswego County, I was like, oh my god, I work there. Fun fact.
Well, is that more? That's more in the country, right? It's more out in the country. I'm just trying to figure out what the.
It's suburban. It's out near Rochester. It's like
okay.
Wait.
But wait a minute, didn't the lady just say if she continues on with this and doesn't plead guilty, and if the jury or the jury or the judge finds her guilty, it would be a harsher punishment?
Oh, absolutely. Because so when you're charged with a crime and regarding irrespective of the degrees of charges, first degree, second degree, third degree, it's a range of years you could face imprisonment. And if you're found guilty by a jury of your peers, typically you face the maximum. Typically. If you deal out, you're more towards the minimum. For example, if you commit manslaughter, 6 to 12 on manslaughter in the first degree. Well, okay, I'll plead guilty, take that 6 years, right? Maybe get out of 4 for good behavior, versus take 12 years max because a jury found me guilty.
See, but in this case, they said if she's found guilty, she would receive 8 years. So it sounds like she doesn't want to plead out. So if she's found guilty, she's going to jail for 8 years.
Well, she might be one to take her chance. That's the other thing. People say, I want to, because again, to find a person guilty, it's to prove beyond a reasonable doubt before a jury.
To be fair, though, I mean, she kind of put all her evidence against her out there, and
I understand. But remember what I said earlier, Doc. She is playing the card that I am a woman that is a victim, and she could give her own opening statement and say to a jury full of white women, what would have happened if you had approached a door or approached an individual's home doing your job and you came across him naked, exposed? Whether he intended or not, would you have felt violated? And then one Karen on that jury says, yes, he assaulted me too. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that's crazy. That's all it takes.
It is crazy. It is crazy because the way I see it is, if she goes with this, if she tries to fight this case, she's going to sit there and holler, "I'm a victim." And yes, you're right. It takes just one, but everyone else is going to sit there going, "This lady is full of." Did he just take me off the live?
No, you're right.
Did you just? Did you take me off the live? I'm just saying that.
You've been talking the whole time. What's wrong?
You've been talking the whole time. Even your cat in the background telling you to keep talking.
Yeah, I just saw people moving off and all that.
Tim,
kind of stuff. Like,
Tim, I don't even know you. What do you? Wait, oh no.
Tim's awesome.
No.
Leave Tim alone. He's awesome.
This is Timmy the Tooth, right? Timmy the Tooth. That's this guy.
Tim, yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Oh,
he's over in my audience. He's awesome.
You know, it's funny. They changed it on YouTube for the live stream where you don't see people's usernames. You see their handles. So I don't know who anybody is anymore. I don't know who anybody is. Go ahead, Joe. We're listening.
I'm just saying.
I know you think you're the victim, Joe, but you can.
I'm always the victim. What are you talking about? That's the prestige.
The victim of what?
Well, right now, just listening to you, man.
A poor moonshine, that watered down moonshine you like to drink.
Hey, now, don't talk about my moonshine.
Now, fellas,
and whatever you do, don't tell ATF about my steel.
Now, fellas, real quick, let me just do something real quick. I'm gonna play just a super quick video to describe this lovely DoorDash girl, and then everybody can give their final thoughts, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Just real quick.
There's some more news about.
All right.
You know, I could have gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is exactly what we think of our beloved DoorDash girl. Fellas, final thoughts. Take it away. Dove, lovely to see you. Timmy, I knew who you are. Yes, Bookie Worm. That is DoorDash girl taking a poop. Fellas, take it away.
I really think she should get what's coming to her. I hope she gets what's coming to her. I really do, because she made this man's life a living hell, and plus she embarrassed him, and she basically did something where she wasn't supposed to do. So I really hope she gets what's coming to her. That's my say.
I think it's a reflection on our culture that we've gotten into such this politically correct victimology mindset that, her first thing is to try to use everything to make the other person guilty when the other person didn't do anything. I think it's very dangerous that we continue to look and think like this. I think everybody should learn something from this.
And can we not agree? Just real quick though, and David, you mentioned a fantastic point. Everyone, and we live in a society, and minorities, unfortunately, and I'm not a minority, but apparently because I'm a black man, I'm classified as a minority, whatever. But people of color at times will say, I am a victim the moment anything goes wrong, the moment government, law enforcement, legislative, whatever is against me, I'm the victim. But no, but here we are, someone that's not a minority claiming they're the victim. For what reason? So, David, you're absolutely right. That narrative that, I'm always a victim when things don't go my way, that society has, it's a problem. It absolutely is a problem. Doc,
I said she coming off privilege.
So why do you think from the jump I said, I don't want anyone coming in here saying, these incels are up panel, this poor woman's been assaulted. No, this is a privileged white woman claiming she's a victim when she is the causation of the negative conduct or content itself.
I do think we are seeing more and more people who are seeking the victimhood mantle. And I think that has an effect on that kind of thing. That's why usually I just roll my eyes when I hear someone saying I'm a victim. Also, let's talk about, I do have a show tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I didn't bring you up here.
I mean, did he just try to plug his life?
I gotta plug my live.
No, I know. I was gonna say, Joe, before we wrap up, drop the link to your channel if anyone's not subscribed. Let me go over to listen, guys. We tried it a year and a half ago, and we just didn't do it. We gotta get Doc to 500 subs, get him monetized. So if you're not subscribed to Doc, why? Go subscribe. And Doc, you got some stories coming out in the next couple of weeks, don't you?
Yes, actually, I'm working on one now. It's a sequel to the Christmas story from last year.
That story that we told last year.
Yeah. But it's a sequel to that one. And this one, my fictional evil twin brother, Dread, has got a hold of the naughty list from North Pole, and he alters it.
Ooh, I bet that'll be interesting to see who's on the list.
Yes, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So I am
Ladies
working
and
on
germs,
that.
The link to Doc's channel is pinned, and it's on the screen here. I'm sorry. I should have told you to do it at the beginning. We probably would have gotten people.
Thank you, Dove. I appreciate it. Dove is awesome. Dove is very, very awesome.
Absolutely.
Yes, Dove. Yeah, Dove is awesome. I mean, she is an awesome person.
Absolutely.
If I can say so.
Yeah. Fellas, that's
Well,
it.
you know, he has
On the quits, Rob, you're done. I gotta go.
Hey, one more thing, Doug. We got to announce our
quickly
mega stream Christmas Eve starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. We're gonna post on a community post. Gotta go, fellas. Gotta go. Bye bye.
You got to go cook the hot dog.
Yeah. Bye bye. Sorry guys, got to end this on time. All right. Bye.
Now everybody say goodbye for about the 7th time to the newest Frauder Mania YouTube handle he has created. Go create you a few more, because Eagle Nick Audits is fixing to send you out the door.
Oh, what an assault.
Fuck you up. Say my mom again, bro. Say my mom again. Say my mom again, bro. Say my mom again. Say it again, bro. Say it again. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Wait.
Are you serious right now?
Let's go.
Don't you touch me. Don't you put hands on me. This is a lawsuit, sir.
Okay.
Everybody see what's happening? Look at this.